Chattisfying.
Oh, you Kuri, do you think is there a game that you make? Maybe you played Ocarina, right? And then maybe you went and played Majora's Mask. Like, oh, this isn't Ocarina though. You know? Have you got games like that?
I actually have Breath of the Wild as a prime example for that. So when Breath of the Wild first came out, I was like, oh, new Zelda game, let's go. And then it was really different to what I'm used to in terms of a Zelda game, because it was the first ever kind of partially open world game. There's no linear story. Eventually you have to get all of the beasts and then go to the castle. Does it matter what order you do it in? No. But I'm not used to games like that, so I played about half an hour of it. I was like, I don't like it. It's weird.
There's no direction sort of thing.
Yeah, you do what you want, and it doesn't feel right because I'd never played a game like that before. So I was very set in, this isn't anything like Ocarina of Time. Yes, they're like 20 years apart, but in terms of like, you need to go here to get this, then here to get that, then here to get this, and then you're done. I didn't know what to do. It was too overwhelming. And then a couple of years later, I gave it another try. I was like, actually, this is probably my second favorite Zelda game.
I had a kind of opposite experience because I didn't think it was going to be very good. I've historically not been that keen on open world games. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to try it eventually. It's a Zelda game. Yeah. But then I played Skyrim and I enjoyed that. And I was like, well, if I enjoyed Skyrim, maybe I should give Breath of the Wild a go. And I sort of started it thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. And I just loved it immediately. I was like, this is amazing. This is exactly what I always wanted in an open world game that those other games didn't have. And I didn't realize until now, you know, I just loved it. I thought this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. It's probably my maybe second favorite. Not sure, maybe Wind Waker.
Is Wind Waker open world as well? No. I feel like if you're on a boat, you'd have quite a lot of the ocean to explore now.
You can,
or is that not?
You can go wherever you like, but the story funnels you in one direction constantly.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned about Skyrim as well, because the reason I did not like Breath of the Wild was because of Skyrim.
Oh, really?
So I played Skyrim. I had no idea what I was doing. This was back when it came out on the Xbox 360 or whatever.
I too have no idea what I'm doing with Skyrim. Don't you worry.
It's an annoying game.
I was like
sometimes.
Some level 2 little human-y lizard thing, and I was walking around. I walked in a direction, and this ogre come out of nowhere, smacked the crap out of me. I went flying.
In the sky.
I died. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And because I know that that's more of an open world game, as soon as I realized Breath of the Wild was kind of open world, I was like,
You had that sort of same worry. But doesn't Breath of the Wild scales with you though, isn't it? Like if you get stronger, the game gets like it doesn't matter what
but it doesn't tell you that.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem with like Skyrim and that sort of stuff. Where it's like you could be level 2, like Kuri said. You go off to like this area, and it's like for level 35 people, but you don't know this. They just absolutely wreck your shit. But in Breath of the Wild, it's like you can go anywhere, but like as you level up, the everything else. So it's a little bit more balanced that way, I think.
Yeah, well, the sort of open world experience I'd had before that was games like Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. And I really like Metal Gear Solid 4 because I like linear story games. And then Metal Gear Solid 5 starts like that. First hour and a half, amazing. And then all of a sudden it just opens up and it's like, okay, now go. You may go wherever you like. And it's like, right, so you're in the middle of a desert, literally a desert. And all of the sort of places you can go are all just towns in the desert. So everything looks exactly the same. All of the towns that you can go in, the mission is to go in and either kill someone or rescue someone. So all of the missions are exactly the same. I was just like, this is boring. It's just the same thing over and over again in literally a desert. It all looks the same. It all sounds is crap. And I played about 3 hours of that game and I was just like, I'm done. See you later. And that was my experience of open world games. I kind of assumed that they're all like that, but they're not.
Sometimes I think my problem with Skyrim as well was the fact that there were so many side quests, and I'm a bit of a side quest person. If there's a side quest, I want to do it before we go into the next thing.
Yes.
But if you walk around the entire world, there's like 140 of them, and I'm like, let's go over here and find some berries to this person. It's like, what's the quest? Oh, there's a dragon that's going back. I'll get these berries first and come back. Oh, this person wants some sheep hair. Oh, perfect. I can go and do that. And then you just get lost in side quest. Or I have to go and take over a throne. It's like, don't know what I'm doing.
One trope that I absolutely love that Skyrim does like so bad but so well is the whole like you do all of the big side missions and you're basically like the emperor of the world. You know? You're like the leader of this
showed
clan.
you showed the last boss battle. It's like bang, you're dead. And I was like, all right, that's it.
You're the head of the Senate. You're the high septon of the whatever and all this kind of thing. It's amazing. It's like, and then you go for the last boss and you're just like, unk.
Exactly it, yeah. But I feel like there's got to be. I think everyone's encountered a game where like they've not been like powerful enough to go and do it, so then they go off and do side quests, and then it gets grained into them. They have to do side quests. So every game you go and do the side quest first, and then you come back to it.
Yeah, because no game should ever boil down to grinding.
No game should be. I have to do this
RPG.
to then go over here.
Chattisfied.